Now on CoastTV News.
Rising waters, Dewey Beach flooding continues to be a problem, and so far the solutions the town has tried to implement, well, locals say they aren't working. Ocean City crime trends, what new statistics reveal about the trend in one of Maryland's favorite beach towns. Food, fun, and day one, the first day of the Delaware State Fair, well underway. We'll share all the things you might want to check out this year.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Flooding frustrations, Dewey Beach, the town searching for answers. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with a flooding failure. At least that's how some locals feel about a recent Dewey Beach project. Living by the water can be relaxing, but for people living on Reed Avenue Bayside in Dewey Beach, flooding is ruining that relaxing beach dream. In an attempt to fix the problem, flaps were installed on the end of the stormwater pipes on Reed Avenue, and the idea there is that those flaps would help push the water out to the bay. Live in Dewey Beach is CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber. Elisa, you spoke with people living on the street, and they just say this is not working.
Charlie, I'm here on Reed Avenue right now, and as you can see at the moment it is dry, but neighbors tell me it doesn't just flood here during a rainstorm. It also floods during a full moon and high tide. The Dewey Beach Infrastructure Committee met today to talk about the recent attempt to stop this flooding, which neighbors say hasn't worked, and they are frustrated. Deborah Brule and her family have lived on the bayside of Reed Avenue for about 40 years. And for all 40 years, she says flooding has been a problem. In fact, it's been a costly problem.
About every year and a half or so, we are replacing breaks, and that's gets to be expensive.
A few years ago, Brule had her home raised to try and protect it from water damage. But she says it's only part of her concern.
And we often wonder, okay, what else is coming up in with that? Is there sewage involved? Is there anything else involved? Who knows?
In the town's most recent attempt to mitigate the issue, new flaps were installed on the stormwater outfalls on Reed Avenue. The idea is that these flaps would help push the water out to the bay, a solution Phil Winkler says hasn't solved a thing.
It hasn't helped at all. I mean, as I'm here all the time, I go out and measure the specific gravity, and I know whether it's bay water or whether it's rainwater. And one of their excuses was it was rain that's causing the problem. And I said, no, I'm sorry, it's not.
The town says location and elevation make solving this flooding problem an issue. And the bayside of Reed Avenue is only about a foot above sea level, so it doesn't take much to turn this street into a river. The town says at this time they still have not paid the bill for those flaps, which were installed in May. And the town says they will also be doing a walkthrough with the Army Corps of Engineers to see if some of the $1 million grant from Senator Coon's office could be used to help Reed Avenue. In Dewey Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Elisa. And listen to this. It's estimated that flooding causes over $120 million in damage every year here in Delaware. Flooding can occur in two ways. There's inland flooding. That usually happens as the result of heavy rains. Then there's coastal flooding, which happens from numerous factors, from higher tides due to a full moon and onshore flow, or coastal storms like nor'easters and even tropical storms. In Dewey Beach, be aware some new regulations may be in store. The Dewey Beach Town Council considering an ordinance tomorrow. And that ordinance would give lifeguards the ability to ban any activity deemed as a danger to the public. Right now, on weekends between 11 and 3, you already technically can't play any sports that involve an airborne object, football, baseball, frisbee, whatever you might have. According to Dewey's town manager, the goal of the ordinance is to give lifeguards more authority to enforce bans on that potentially dangerous activity. The town manager said it would be an educate first, enforce second policy, but if you don't stop after the warning, you could be hit with a $200 fine. Violations, that's how you get that there in Dewey Beach. In Ocean City, the police department has new numbers to break down. It's comparing June of this year to June of last year. Parking complaints and violations up 25%, alcohol violations up 21%. But on the bright side, no stabbings, no shootings were reported in June. And on top of that, OCPD has received a $20,000 grant to help cover overtime pay for officers who are focused on pedestrian safety, something one vacationer says the town needs.
We constantly see families, not just kids, but families crossing not at the crosswalk, but in the middle of the road, and I've seen people continue to slam on their brakes and almost hit individuals.
According to the OCPD, once the grant money does run out, they'll be using money from their budget to make sure that bicyclists and pedestrians stay safe in town. And moving along the coast a bit, here are some crime stats from Dewey Beach, their police department. These also come from June. The department has had 955 calls for service, 28 criminal arrests. Officials say there were 232 traffic citations and 21 accidents. Meanwhile, officers made 4 DUI arrests during June, and there were 132 civil citations. New tonight, a 31-year-old man from Lewis was arrested for felony theft in Angola and Lewis. Between July 8th and July 17th, troopers investigated multiple thefts and trespassing. Detectives identified William Rodenbaugh responsible for the thefts. Police were familiar with the man as part of an ongoing investigation of car thefts in the Lewis area. Some of our viewers will remember that story. On July 17th, a trooper on patrol in the Henlope and Landing neighborhood saw a man wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and carrying a backpack walking through the neighborhood. The man was identified as Rodenbaugh, who then tried to run away but was arrested a short time later following a foot chase. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Ocean City. A little gray out there as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams. Paul, what are the temperatures doing for us now?
They're doing what they ought to do. Stay below the norm for this time of the year and give us a chance to catch our breath from all the crazy heat we've been dealing with. That's what today is about. That's what all this cloud cover is about. For example, in Milford, courtesy of our Bay Health camera, we're at 82 instead of 92, 100, 120, and all that crazy stuff. We'll drop down to 78 by 9 o'clock, 76 by 10 o'clock with partly cloudy skies. Here's the latest on what's happening with the most vibrant rain that we have right now, moving throughout Exmoor up towards Bloxham, but that's mainly to our south. We do have some gusty winds along the Chesapeake Bay, but overall, as we shift over towards us, we're looking pretty high and dry. Very cloudy for right now, but that blocks us away from the sun, so we won't necessarily start broiling once again. And the cold fronts push through, so that's kind of swept out a lot of the humidity and heat that we've been dealing with. Now, coming up, we'll talk about more rain, but will this treat lean into our weekend? That's the question I'm going to ask when we come back, Charlie.
And I want an answer to, Paul. Can't wait. Happening now, President Biden is spending time on the coast at his North Shore's home near Rehoboth Beach. Here he is stepping off Air Force One at the Dover Air Force Base late Wednesday night. He was originally set to come to the coast tonight, but a positive COVID-19 test prompted an early visit so that he could self-isolate. A temporary flight restriction is in effect through the weekend. This is Biden's second trip within a week to our coast. He cut his last one short after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, which was last Saturday. Meanwhile, calls for Biden to step aside have increased. Maryland's Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin has now reportedly also joined those calls, suggesting that President Biden should consider making the change. Dredging is a topic we cover extensively here on the coast, and Lewis, just one of the many places on the coast considering a new project. There's only one day left for bidders to submit proposals for the dredging of the boat slips at the Canal Front Park Marina and private marinas in the area. Bidders have until 4 p.m. tomorrow to submit. Now for a little bit of fun, day one of the Delaware State Fair, that's underway. Let's take a look behind the scenes at what goes into an event like this. Vendor Reggie Burnett, who owns Tropical Delights and is known as the original pineapple guy, says that he has his preparation for the fair down to a science. And people like J.C. Willie, who care for the animals that you see on your screen right now, they spend a great deal of time grooming their animals and preparing them for Tuesday's action.
So we sort of got it down to a science now. Have our stuff shipped in up here to Delaware so we don't have to bring it from North Carolina. It's already here when we get here.
All of our time is just taken to washing them and rinsing them and brushing them for their hair growth. And then prepping is packing all through the week until we get here. And then we try to set up and keep them as cool as possible, especially because it's so hot.
I have enough trouble just keeping up with my cat. You can visit the fair. It's going to continue until July 27th. And for more event details about the State Fair, make sure to go to CoastTV.com. That's where we have the full guide on everything from tickets, concerts, parking, and of course what you need to know about the carnival. This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, do you think you're going to go to the fair? Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier this evening, see what we've got there. So far, the majority of you saying, I'm going to stay home. 70% say, 76% say, I'm good where I am. 24% saying, yes, they're going. Those numbers could change. If you haven't voted yet, go to CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. We'll have updated results tonight on Coast TV News at 11. And we've got more to get into this evening. Maryland releasing their boating reports from the 4th of July weekend, why the state says this year was statistically safer than years past.
Well, let's talk about the days past. From the 5th to the 10th, we were above normal or well above, and we started again from the 14th until yesterday. But now we get a break. How long will that break last from the excessive heat? We'll talk about that in detail, Charlie.
Paul, but first, Delmarva's local connection to this year's Olympic Games. We've got that for you next in 60 seconds.
Mr. Meyer was an awesome teacher.
I taught middle school math in Wilmington.
He goes out of his way. You could just see he really cared.
My students faced the most serious challenges in our community. They needed so much more than algebra.
When he became county executive, he worked to improve all of our schools.
We got teachers funding to innovate in their classrooms, started 1,000 Kids Coding to help low-income students get high-income skills.
Matt Meyer is someone who, when he says he's going to do something, he does the work. Democrat Matt Meyer for governor.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
Coast TV News is your exclusive home for the Paris Olympic Games, and there's even a special connection that we get to celebrate because a skateboarder from California who is heading to the Games, well, she actually grew up in Ocean City. Her name is Ruby Lilly. In fact, Lilly learned to skate at the Ocean Bowl Skate Park. The 17-year-old has some interesting hobbies. She used to ballroom dance, tried her leotard at ballet, but it's on that board where she's found international acclaim. She placed first at the Exposure Vert Pro Open, second place at the 2022 USA Skateboarding National Championships, and most recently second place at the X Games in Japan. That was just this past weekend. We actually spoke with the pro shredder who says growing up at the local park set the foundation for the success that she's now having.
I started skateboarding there, learned my first drop in, learned all my first tricks there. I have such good memories there. My older brothers taught me how to skate there, and I did ballet classes right across the street from that skate park. So it was just such an amazing place to grow up, and it really just helped me on my path to become an Olympian.
Gotta love the smile that goes with her saying becoming an Olympian. We're now just 8 days away from the 2024 Paris Games. The best athletes from around the world, they're gonna gather in and on the big stage. You can watch all the action right here on Coast TV starting July 26th.
Well, if you're looking for some great action on the golf course, this weekend is your time. Excellent is what I'm calling for. In fact, partly sunny and the ideal situation for you to also take your favorite weatherman out on the golf course too for free.
Hi, I'm Joel Wharton, Sussex County farmer. Don't wait until after harvest to plant your cover crops. Consider broadcasting or interseeding cover crops into your standing cash crop. Early establishment provides more growth potential and more soil armor over winter. It also saves time because after harvest, the cover crop is already growing and protecting the soil, cycling nutrients, and preventing erosion. To learn more about the benefits and ways to establish cover crops early, contact the Sussex Conservation District because every acre counts.
At Precision Exteriors, caring is our cause and community is a big part of everything we do. Habitat's partnership with Precision Exteriors has been incredible. They come out, they get everything done quickly, efficiently, and they leave no nail left behind when they're cleaning up and they're done.
Choose Precision Exteriors for your next home improvement project. Roofing, siding, gutters, and windows. We use quality materials with excellent craftsmanship. And we work with insurance companies advocating for you. Remember, measure twice, cut once, and always do it with precision. Precision Exteriors.
It's whaler season at Taylor Marine Center. Enjoy summer savings on the unsinkable legend, Boston Whaler. Taylor Marine Center has unprecedented inventory, factory incentives, and year-end savings on Montauk's Vantages, the newly designed Dauntless, and the offshore classic Outrage. Taylor Marine Center, with 2 award-winning locations to serve you in Milford, Delaware, and Ocean City, Maryland. Visit Taylor Marine today, your whaler season dealer.
Now that it's sizzling out, is your AC fizzling out? Beat the heat with Horizon Services. Upgrade that old unit for 0 down and 0% interest. And get up to a 12-year warranty on your new full home comfort system. Plus, save up to $3,500 in free upgrades and rebates when you schedule your free estimate. Same-day service, expert technicians, and a job done right the first time. Need service today? Horizon is on the way.
Don't miss out on the amazing financing deals during the Make This the Summer event right here at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Don't miss out on 0% financing for 84 months on a brand new 2024 Dodge Hornet plug-in hybrid. Or how about 2.9% financing for 84 months on the 2024 Wrangler 4xe and Grand Cherokee 4xe. See our entire inventory and purchase online at millsborocdjr.com. Make this the summer to upgrade your ride at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Cars cost less with Preston.
I needed a walk-in tub because of my ability to walk. You have jets, you have heated seats. You can't imagine how nice it is, especially for seniors. You need that. It's well worth your safety.
It's Coastal Bath's annual sizzling summer savings. Enjoy $2,000 off or no payments, no interest for 18 months.
I love Coastal Bath. They are such nice people.
With countless 5-star reviews, call Coastal Bath today for your free estimate.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert Weather app today.
Our dry tech camera in Ocean City is basically citing just how cloudy we are. And cloudy skies this time around in this context is a very good thing because it blocks us away from the sun. Look how cool it is, 69 degrees. So these 70s, toggle back and forth between that throughout the night. Not a problem. You see on live radar just how wonderful everything is, just kind of basically skipping its way on a zonal flow directly from the west, moving towards the east. Well, that's how we want it to stay. Now, there's a little bit of rain to the south, blocks them all the way down towards Eastville, the most southern portions of the Delmarva Peninsula. But generally speaking, particularly in our neck of the woods right here, this slot right here, that's where most of us are located, we're looking pretty dry as far as precipitation is concerned. Cloud cover, staying a bit on the thick side. However, my friends, we only warmed to about 87 degrees in Georgetown and in Salisbury, at 85 for the high in Ocean City. All three below the norm for this time of the year, which is quite a treat considering how things have been. How have they been? Take a look, okay? We were at 93 to 96 to 97, back to 93, and then we popped in with this wonderful, cute little low 87 degrees. Cute. Adorable is what we call that, an adorable 87 degrees today. 74 in Indian River Inlet as well as at Bethany Beach. We're at 82 currently in Milton and Milford, 84 in Redden, Georgetown, and Seaford, 79 in Delmar, by the way. And what does it feel like, the heat index? Pretty close to the actual numbers. That's a nice kick in the head, right? 90 for the heat index in Seaford. Now, there's one thing I do need to kind of make you aware of. We are looking at and monitoring the air quality index. And now we're at yellow across most of Delmarva. We're not in the unhealthy for sensitive groups yet, but we've gone from good to moderate. So it's deteriorating steadily. So we need to watch that. Our day part forecast, listen, we're looking for temperatures staying in the 80s throughout all of Friday, but 82, 83, maybe 85, that should be the peak. Then we're done. You see, Friday morning in the 70s, winds out of the northeast. Then Friday afternoon, we're in the 80s. Saturday, we start off cloudy and 70 and a little more moisture, and that moisture begins to build back up to slide us back towards that warm feeling, okay? But the future feels like will be near 99 for us on Sunday, near 97 to 100 on Monday. Then we go back to talking at 101, 102, 103 kind of thing. So scattered showers in Chincoteague on Saturday, But then Sunday we're okay. Same hold true for us in Assateague as we're getting ready for the big horse run and all that too, by the way. Look for some soggy situations, at least briefly, in Ocean City and Fenwick Island, both of those days. And then we could see the same situation for us in Lewis and Rehoboth Beach. That being said, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodel and extended forecast. Yeah, don't worry about that rain on Saturday. It shouldn't be an all-day situation, but it's going to be cooler nonetheless.
Thank you, Paul. We appreciate it. The Maryland Natural Resource Police reported a statistically safer 4th of July weekend this year compared to years past. Despite being the biggest boating holiday, the state says there were no boating fatalities recorded. However, there were 9 arrests for people operating their boats while under the influence of alcohol. Operation Dry Water is the state's heightened enforcement period during that busy weekend. Also, in the effect that the weekend was newly enhanced with Nick's Law, which increases penalties for boating while you are impaired. Rough week, cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend. Sign up now for free at coasttv.com/signup.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
In the Maryland Supreme Summer League tonight, high school basketball team's final chance to earn a spot in the playoffs. And we have 3 straight games live on DSN. Aaron's Pocomoke taking on Downtown Sneaks from Crisfield at 6:15. Pocomoke has to win to get in the playoffs. Then at 7:15, Jays from Seaford facing Arcadia. Our final matchup at 8:15, the Cats of Delmar squaring off with Delmarva Christian. Delmar needs to win tonight plus a Pocomoke loss to earn their postseason spot. Delmarva Shorebirds ace Trey Gibson just got promoted to the high affiliate A of the Orioles, the Aberdeen Ironbirds. DSN's Tim Nolan sits down with him.
This current season, I mean, you're off to a fantastic start. You're leading the staff in Ks. What do you think's really been working for you this year?
Tempo down the mound. I feel like definitely getting my body in some right spots to execute pitches. Probably moving the fastest I've ever moved down the mound in my life. So, just trying to get the consistency with that. But yeah, I've had a fun time so far this year.
Don't miss our first broadcast as the home of the Delmarva Shorebirds tomorrow night at 7 p.m. live on DSN from Purdue Stadium. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind because you deserve the best.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
This summer, hit the road in a quality pre-owned car from the Car Store. With best-in-market pricing and the peace of mind of the Certified Advantage, now is the time to buy. Come see us today and drive away in a quality pre-owned car that's new to you. TheCarStoreOnline.com.
Hurricane season is here, which means power outages can strike anytime without warning. Don't get caught in the dark. Let the expert electricians at FH Fur install a Generac whole home standby generator, keeping your lights on, your family connected, and your home safe no matter what. Call FH Fur today and get $1,000 off. Plus, for a limited time, we'll include a whole home surge protector absolutely free. When Mother Nature strikes, it's too late. Stay powered, stay safe with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com. Delaware State Fair.
Get your country on with the Delaware Lottery Summer Concert Series at the M&T Bank Grandstand. John Party, Jordan Davis, Cooper Allen, Brantley Gilbert. July 18th through 27th. Tickets at DelawareStateFair.com.
Hard workers need tough gear. Vernon Powell has the toughest and most comfortable workwear in the business. Work boots that work hard, like Timberland Pro, Carolina, and Red Wing, to Carhartt and Darn Tough socks. only at Vernon Powell in Salisbury and Rehoboth.
Dive into riches at Ocean Downs with a summer cash bash. The prizes swell every Saturday in July, up to $20,000 cash. Earn entries daily and more every Tier Tuesday, plus Friday, July 26th. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
Find your perfect truck at the truck store in Delmar. Work, adventure, life. Our trucks handle it all. So get to the truck store and drive away today in a quality pre-owned truck that's new to you. MyTruckStoreOnline.com.
The beauty is hard to miss at Ocean City's premier golf course, Eagles Landing. Overlook the Sinnapunxent Bay's salt marshes and enjoy the unspoiled beauty of Assateague Island National Seashore. Eagles Landing offers 5 sets of tees, making the course playable for beginners and challenging for most skilled golfers. And the Caddy Shack Cafe and Pro Shop ensure golfers have everything they need. Find our best rates at eagleslandinggolf.com. Eagles Landing, upholding the tradition of the game.
Today's Weather Emoji Cast is brought to you by OC Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Our Tyndall furniture camera in Ocean City, we're holding at 69 degrees. Cloudy skies blocking us away from the effects of the sun, so a nice cool finish to the day. Live radar indicating we're clear as far as the precipitation is concerned, a little bit on the cloudy side. We're looking at additional rain that's actually to the south of the cold front. But you can keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line at 443-880-9100, sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Buckstead, and Federico. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The NBC nightly news is up next, and we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.